guys, it's Trevor Blaze here, back again with another My Hero Academia character discussion video. And as you guys know by the title and the thumbnail of this video, it is Eijiro Kirishima, or the Sturdy Hero, Red Riot. Now, obviously you guys know that we are down to, well, our last two, but now since I'm doing this video, we're down to our last character to do with the character discussions of Class 1A that will be uploaded on Monday. Now, I said this in Momo's video, but I'm going to be saying this again in this one. In 2 days, or technically not 2 days because this is going up on Friday, so in 1 day, I am going to be moving into my college apartment on Saturday. So on Sunday, there will either Saturday at night or Sunday there will be a vlog video up of me going to where I'm going to be going to college, and then I will do a small apartment tour, and then after that, the next character discussion video will be up on Monday because I will be filming it on that Sunday in the new place. So there will be a whole new background and all this other stuff in Shoto's video. So yes, Shoto Todoroki is my favorite character and my final character discussion video of Class 1A. So I will be getting that done pretty soon this weekend. So there's that. And yes, I know that Monday is when I will be, I would already have my first day of college and all that, but I'll be filming it on Sunday, and it'll act like I'm on Monday. So there's that. So now we can get on to the rest of this video of his quirk is Hardening, and Eijiro's quirk gives him the power to harden and sharpen any part of his body. The ability not only protects him from physical attacks, but also from heat and shock waves. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that, but that's pretty cool. So that, and there's that. Eijiro also becomes stronger to an extent. The drawback of his quirk is that there is a limit to how much damage the hardened skin can withstand, with causing the hardening to slowly dissipate and lose stamina. His hardened form also depends on how much stamina Eijiro currently has, and to keep it together at times of low stamina, he must strain his body, as evident to how Bakugo had beaten him. But there are some good things to it, is his abilities. He has enhanced strength, so while using his quirk, Eijiro's physical strength appears to increase. He demonstrated it multiple times during the Sports Festival arc, and first digging through several tons of metal scraps, then withstanding Bakugo's explosions without stumbling, which according to the latter was not due only to Eijiro's armor, and in his arm wrestling match against Tetsu, his fingers dug into the concrete, and he eventually broke the surface to match as much as taking to match. He eventually broke the surface the match was taking place on, and he was also able to break multiple metal blades with a single elbow strike, as well as destroying a wall with Deku's help. So he also has enhanced durability. Eijiro has enhanced durability thanks to his quirk. His hardening was able to withstand Bakugo's explosions for a certain amount of time, or for an extended amount of time, and allowed him to what does that say? To emerge. Okay. From the remnants of the huge fox villains that fell on top of him completely unscathed. So that's pretty much it. He has a hardening quirk. His abilities are enhanced strength and durability, which are pretty good because he has to have a lot of, he can withstand a lot of things while being hardened, and also he can have a lot of strength increase, so that's pretty cool. He has a few super moves here, and I have 2 pictures for some of the moves, but obviously they'll be showing up when I do the video. So I'm going to scoot over here, so that way I can put the picture right here. So the first super move he has is Redic Counter. While hardened, Eijiro endures a close range attack with his skin, and then counters with a straight punch. So pretty much it's literally just a counter that he does. So it's not too bad. I don't actually have the picture for it because I guess, I mean, it's not really that much. It's literally just hardening up his skin and then punching. So I mean, I guess there's that. The next move, and we don't see this until later on in the manga actually, and we're almost there in the anime. Well, not really. We have to wait till season 4 to see this animated, but I can't wait to see this animated. And it is Red Riot Unbreakable. And Eijiro reaches his maximum hardening level by turning his entire body extremely hard and rugged, leaving him with a monstrous appearance and practically invulnerable to most forms of attack. This form can only be maintained for around 30 to 40 seconds. Now, that's where it gets a little bit of backdraw from, is because it only lasts for a couple seconds. So hopefully, as the story goes on, Kirishima can get his stamina up and his durability and all this other stuff, so that way he can last longer in Unbreakable mode, because Unbreakable mode looks amazing, and I was lucky enough to find a colored picture for it. So there's that. I can't wait for this to be animated because it was awesome to see in the manga, but I was kind of glad that I did find a colored picture, because that changes everything and it looks so much better. So there is that. And then the next one and final super move that he has is Red Gauntlet. And now I have a manga picture here. I couldn't find a colored picture, but I found the manga picture, so there's that. And it is Eijiro rushes towards the enemy and delivers a single strong punch against them. So it's kind of like, I guess you could say it's kind of like in Naruto, how Killer Bee and the Raikage use their lightning lariat. It's kind of like that, but for Kirishima it's hardening, and it's just a straight up punch. Or I guess it's like a strike or something. Yeah, it's a strong punch. So yeah, it's pretty much like, it's kind of like the lariat, but then it's not, because it's hardening, and it's a little bit different, but it hits harder. So, you know, there's that. So let me scoot back over here. Okay, so now that is well, out of the way, we can now get on to the battles that Kirishima has been in. Now, Kirishima has been in, I think, what is this, 4? Well, I say 4, but it's counting the arcs, really, is when he has the battles. So he has like 4 arcs that he has battles in, so there's that. The first one is obviously the USJ. Like almost everybody else, the USJ is pretty much where most of Class 1A's battles were, for like the side-ish characters at the time. But now, since Kirishima has, since the story has gone on and Kirishima has kind of risen in the ranks, and also the ranks of popularity as well, Horikoshi has, well, I guess you could say, finally brought him up to being a main character, which, I mean, it does make sense. But the thing is, though, is I still feel like Kirishima is still kind of a side-ish character at this point. But I'm hoping, though, that he becomes a main character, to where it doesn't just take one arc for him to do a battle, because, I mean, sure, in the internship arc, he did have a good battle, but I'm still just saying that it could have been better if, or it will be better when Kirishima has a lot more battles in the near future. So I'm hoping we get more battles with Kirishima. So obviously, yeah, let me go back to it. So the USJ, we have Bakugo and Kirishima teaming up against the villains, and then All Might and the UA students versus the League of Villains. So once All Might showed up, and so did the Nomu, there was a decent amount of UA students that were still trying to fight. So obviously Deku was one of them, Bakugo was one of them, Shoto was one of them, and then sure enough, Kirishima stepped up and he was with them as well. So I do like Kirishima and how he's placed in these weird situations, but he still gets along with everybody and can work well with them. So there's that. The next one is the UA Sports Festival arc in Season 2, which I have to say was a good part for Kirishima to play in, especially when we got introduced into some new characters, like from Class 1B. So he was on Team Bakugo versus Team Monoma, and they won that. He went on to the singles matches and versed Tetsu from Class 1B, whose quirk is called Steel. So pretty much it's the same quirk as Kirishima's, just his is made out of steel and his is just hardening his skin. I mean, they're kind of the same, but one is steel and one is not. There's that. But it ended in a draw, but then later he won the arm wrestling contest that they had, so there's that. And then the final battle that he did in the Sports Fest was against Bakugo, and he lost because he was running out of stamina, and Bakugo took the initiative and kept on pushing at Kirishima to where he could, he was able to win. So there's that. Then we get on to the final exam arc. This time he was teamed up with Rikido Sato versus Cementos, and he lost. They both lost because both of their quirks dealt with stamina. Kirishima's was, yeah, sure, the durability is good, but then again, it's his stamina that is the weak part of him. And then Sato's, it was, sure, he took in a lot of sugar, but he was losing stamina, and plus when he takes in a lot of sugar and then when it's starting to run out, he becomes kind of dumb, kind of like Kaminari does when he uses his quirk a little bit too much. But that's pretty much how they lost, is because their stamina ran out. So there's that. And now we are here in the manga-ish, well, technically we're here in the anime part right now, but the next one after that is, well, the manga part where I was talking about his super moves and all that. Those don't come in until the internship arc, which is the last one I'm going to be talking about. So here we are with the provisional hero license exam, and this was when he was teamed up with Bakugo and Kaminari versus Seiji from Shiketsu, and they won that. And we don't actually see this in the anime yet. This Saturday is the episode, so I'm hoping. I actually don't know if I'll be able to get Saturday's anime review up. Well, actually, no, they're not there yet in the dub. So I will be getting to that when the dub gets there, but I will be watching the sub of that when it happens. So there is that. Because yeah, the sub is 2 episodes ahead than the dub, but all of my anime reviews have been over the dub since that's where I started watching it. So there's that. So all of the dubbed episode reviews will be on this channel, and then I guess later on I will venture off into maybe some subbed-ish areas here and there, or I'll talk about some manga stuff if you guys want that. So here we are with the final battle that he was in, which is in the manga territory here, and this is the internship arc with Fat Gum, who is a pro hero, and it was Fat Gum and Kirishima versus Rappa and Tengai, or whatever, and they won that because, well, this was the first time for us to see Red Riot Unbreakable and all that, and we got to see the Red Gauntlet as well, because I'm pretty sure that in that manga picture, one of these two guys is the one that he uses Gauntlet on, or I think he uses it on a street punk or something. something like that. But he uses it then. It's still in the same arc, so it's not like it really, there's not too much of a difference, but it's still there. So now we can get on to his stats. So here are his stats. Power is a 4. Power and cooperativeness are 4 out of 5s, and speed, technique, and intelligence are all 3 out of 5s. So, power 4 out of 5 makes sense. He can harden himself. He gets enhanced strength, so it goes up. So I would say I'm pretty sure that his overall stats would all be 3 out of 5s. Well, except for the cooperativeness, I think that would still stay at a 4 out of 5. But the power, speed, technique, and intelligence, I think they would all be at 3 out of 5. But since he has enhanced strength with hardening on his quirk, it makes sense that his power would be a 4 out of 5. So it's a little bit stronger. But then again, his base punch is pretty hard, so I guess it would be a 4 out of 5. As it is, well, anyway. Speed, he is pretty agile, but to an extent because of his stamina. He has to keep up his stamina for his quirk to work, so it makes sense. Technique, well, I'm pretty sure that those techniques are, well, super moves, so super moves, well, you know, they do some pretty good stuff. Intelligence is 3 out of 5. Now, this makes sense as well because, I'm pretty sure, was it Kirishima? No, yeah, Kirishima, he failed, like I said, he failed the final exam, the physical part. Did he fail the written part? No, I think everybody passed the written part, but it depended on the physical part of going up against the teachers, if you passed or failed, but, so they ended up failing, so there's that, and then, alright, now on to the cooperativeness. Obviously, like I said before, it's a 4 out of 5, just like his power. It makes sense because, actually, one of the facts that Horikoshi said is that Horikoshi mentions that Eijiro was made to tie the class together with his personality. So it makes sense that his cooperativeness is actually pretty high because it's because he was made to tie the whole class together. So whatever happens or whatever, he's pretty much the fix to anything, and he's technically friends with like everybody, but then like the relationship part that I will be getting into in this part, or in this video, isn't really that much student wise, but like pro heroes and the big 3 and all that, I guess there's like a little bit more, but he only has a few, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7 of his classmates, well, plus 1B, and then there's like 3 pro heroes and then 1 from the big 3. So there's that, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so pretty much cooperativeness, like I said, is because his character is made to tie everybody in together. So there's that. So that has been his stats. Now I guess we can get on to, like I said, the relationships with classmates and other people. So the other people are, well, the pro heroes, and then the big 3, or one of the big 3. So the first character he is friends with is Denki Kaminari, and I forgot to mention this, but there are 2 characters that their descriptions were the same from their videos. So for like Denki Kaminari, his description from Kirishima's and Kaminari's part on the wiki are the same. So if you want to hear Kirishima's relationship with Kaminari, go check out Kaminari's video. And if you want to see Mina Ashido's relationship with Kaminari, or with Kirishima, then go to her video, and then you can check out it there, where I talk about her and Kirishima being in a like they're like a ship or whatever, and then Kaminari is friends with Kirishima, and then in turn is kind of friends with Bakugo. So there's that. So we can get on to, well, Kirishima's best friend, Katsuki Bakugo. Eijiro and Katsuki are on very good terms with each other. they're oftentimes seen together during class, and despite I'm just gonna say Bakugo's aggressive behavior, it's been indicated that the two of them are friends. Kirishima has described Bakugo as being manly, a quality that Kirishima is known to admire. So yeah, when we saw the dorm episodes, or the dorm episode, I should say, when we saw Kirishima's room, he said that it was all like a manly room or whatever. So he respects people being manly. So that is why he's admires Bakugo so much. But they are really good friends, pretty much best friends. So there's that. The next person is Tetsu, and Kirishima and Tetsu initially had a rocky relationship because of their quirks being so similar. And then at during the UA Sports Fest, they met when they both survived being crushed by a 0-point villain. As the festival progressed, Kirishima resented being constantly compared to Tetsu, like when President Mike gave them similar intros prior to their match against one another. And after Kirishima defeated Tetsu in an arm wrestling match, he congratulated him on the battle well fought, and they started their eventual friendship. And then in Kirishima's next match, Tetsu cheered for him to knock Bakugo out, and they both proved to be on good terms with each other. And when they ended up interning together with at Fourth Kind's Hero Agency, they were initially surprised to see each other, but instead of I'm bad with big words, okay? I'm sorry. About comparisons, they friendly greeted each other again. So yes, Tetsu from Class 1B. He's actually now that I think about it, I think he's my second favorite character, and so is Kirishima. So it's kind of funny. And the funny thing is when I was making my character list of my favorite characters and all that, my friend Fernando did the same thing, and he put Kirishima as his first favorite character of Class 1A, and Tetsu for Class 1B. So it's kind of funny that I think we did the same thing, but they're his number ones. They are his number ones, and they are my number twos. So there's that. Next we have Hanta Sero. Kirishima and Sero are good friends with each other, and Sero, Kaminari, and Kirishima are often seen hanging out together. We have seen this a lot, where they're background characters a little bit. They're just in the background and they're all talking to each other, except for the dorm episode when all the guys are just sitting on the couches outside in the living room area or whatever. The three of them were typically joke around a lot and seem to have a great sense of humor, being some more extroverted members of the class, which does make sense. Sero is kind of more out there. Kaminari is more like a character relief, or a relief character because of his static shock, dummified state, and then Kirishima and his personality to tie the class in together. So there's that. Next we have Izuku Midoriya. Now the thing is, obviously with Deku, I kept it with just the first paragraph because if I was going to talk about Deku and Kirishima, it would go on forever, so I'm not going to do that. So the first thing is Kirishima is on good terms with Deku, and in the USJ arc, when Deku was wounded from trying to help All Might with Shigaraki, Kirishima quickly tried to help him. So I only took that part because that was actually the main point in the USJ battles thing that I was talking about earlier, is because Kirishima tried to help as well with, the whole thing. So there was that. So, and I already said stuff about Mina Ashido. So, I'll talk about all of his classmates first. So, the next one is Rikido Sato. They were both paired up together in the final exam arc against Cementos, and they got along. When the students moved into dorms, Kirishima was jealous at the popularity Sato was getting for baking a cake, and he also enjoyed the cake too. So yeah, there was that. I don't know why that was Sato's paragraph or whatever, but it was literally just 2 sentences. But whatever. Now we get into I guess I can get into the big 3, because one of the big 3 is still technically a student or classmate. So we have Tamaki, Amajiki, or whatever. I'm just going to call him Tamaki. So Kirishima and Tamaki have a senpai-kohai relationship, which is upperclassmen and lowerclassmen relationship. Since they are both in an internship under Fat Gum's care, Kirishima holds a lot of respect for his senpai, as we see him praising Tamaki's abilities multiple times and refusing to let go of the criminal who had previously shot Tamaki. Spoiler there, I forgot to say this. When we're in the manga-ish part and like the big 3 and all that, that is spoiler-ish territory for all the anime-only watchers. So, sorry. But yeah. Okay. He is also shown to be thankful for his senpai because it's thanks to him if he could join Fat Gum's team. And then later in the operations to save Eri, Kirishima expresses confidence in Tamaki's abilities to take care of the 3 enemies. In return, Tamaki respects Eijiro and compares him to Mirio, saying they both have an optimist personality, which does make sense because Kirishima is pretty much an optimist, so makes sense. Now we can get on to the pro heroes. So obviously we have this pro hero, Crimson Riot. Kirishima idolizes a retro pro hero called Crimson Riot and desires to become a hero just like him. Kirishima chose his hero name Red Riot to pay homage to him. In his middle school days, Kirishima was questioning his dream of becoming a hero. It is an old footage of Crimson Riot that renegates his passion for heroism. Kirishima shares many of his values with Crimson Riot, most notably Crimson Riot's high regard for manliness and chivalry. So that is why Kirishima's dorm and how his personality is manly and all that is because of Crimson Riot. So he's idolizing his hero, and not only that, but he pays homage with his name, Red Riot. So the next pro hero is Fourth Kind, and Eijiro idolizes Fourth Kind and worked under him, and he greatly respects Fourth Kind and saw being punished by him as a great honor, because every time that we saw Kirishima with Fourth Kind, he was messing around with Tetsu, so they always got punished for just messing around or whatever. So there's that. It was kind of funny, but Fourth Kind did seem like a pretty cool guy. So there's that. Next, we have the final relationship that he has, and that is with Fat Gum. And Kirishima respects Fat Gum and picked him for his internship, though he admits that he only picked Fat Gum because Fourth Kind was unavailable. And Kirishima is impressed with Fat Gum's abilities as a hero and takes every advice he gives him really seriously, which does come in handy actually as the internship arc goes on. So there's that, and Kirishima's desire to protect Fat Gum allowed him to go beyond his self-doubts and fears, meaning he cares greatly for Fat Gum's safety. Now, for being a hero, sure, there are casualties that will take place. Now, for Kirishima, sure, Fat Gum was injured very, very badly, and, well, so was he, but he still went past his fears and wanted to protect his mentor, his teacher, you know, like, pretty much, you know, somebody that he cares about from not getting killed by villains. So, there's that. So now that that is over for all the written stuff, like I always say, why is Kirishima my second favorite character? So, when Kirishima first showed up in the series in Season 1, when I first watched My Hero Academia, when I saw Kirishima, I thought, hey, his design looks pretty cool. He might be a pretty cool character. But Season 1 didn't really get into most abilities of everybody, plus Kirishima's was kind of towards the end anyway, where I thought it was still pretty cool that his quirk was hardening and all the stuff that he did. I thought that was pretty cool, and then once the second season came around and we had the Sports Fest, I thought, okay, Kirishima has got more, you know, he's getting more some momentum and some more popularity. I was like, okay. Season 3 comes around, we get introduced to the training camp arc and all this other stuff. So we see him working hard at developing all this stuff, but we don't actually see it until later on in the manga in the internship arc. Now, once I saw, I'm just going to do this again, but once I saw Red, Riot, Unbreakable in the manga, I was like, okay. Because at the time, I was still trying to figure out who was my second favorite character other than Shoto Todoroki. So I was still trying to figure it out. I guess you could say it was Momo. But then, you know, I was like, it's like, there has to be somebody else or whatever. But then as, like, you know, like I said, once I read it and I got to this part right here, Red, Riot, Unbreakable, yeah, that is when I chose Kirishima to be my second favorite character. But not only that, I was still a fan of Kirishima when he first showed up. So, there's that. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And as you guys know, I know that I'm doing this a little bit out of order, but I do this all the time. But personal information, listing of character, and the My Hero Academia wiki are all in the description below. So please check out the description below. Look at some of Kirishima's personal information and all that, and that's pretty much it. So, as you guys know, like I said at the beginning of this video, I will be moving into my college apartment. I guess since this is on Friday, I guess, well, tomorrow. So, you guys will be expecting, or should expect and wait for my Shoto video, and also maybe a vlog, and all that. But my anime review will not be until probably the week after, after the first week of college. Like, I might do the anime review. I might do 2 anime reviews, or I might just do a 2-in-1 anime review for this episode, or this coming up episode that comes out tomorrow, and then the one that comes out next week. So I might end up just doing a 2-in-1 anime review. So I guess you guys can wait for that. So that's pretty much it, and yeah. Guess I'll see you guys in the next My Hero Academia character discussion video. And that is our final character, Shoto Todoroki. Bye guys, and see you next time. Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake, 'cause I don't